Hey guys, this is Grady and Trinidad over at Warner Robins Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. We were going to talk to you about how we tint our kick drums today.
And
kick tunnel.
Yeah, and the list of stuff that we used to do, which is not a lot, so it'll be easy.
Cool. All right.
And then when you're up there, you can talk to that camera.
Sure. All right. So you want to start?
Yep.
Here we go.
All right. We didn't need to clap. We're gonna
Take 4.
All right. So the first thing we're going to need is we'll give you a list of what we're using. So, and we'll show that to you later in the video. You'll see it when we start putting it up. But we basically have 2 short microphone stands, 2 little sandbags, weights, and then 4 clips and a blanket, which is going to serve as.
And it's a pretty heavy blanket too.
Yeah. So the first thing is we'll set up. We get this guy. And we get this kind of close to the kick drum. And the main reason is because a blanket's going to sag anyways. And this one we raise up, kind of get it as close as you can. We raise this one up a little bit above the rim of the kick drum. Not too much, but maybe an inch. Tighten it real good. And then that one will be just a little bit lower. So that's first one of our our mic stands that we use. And then the other thing you want is we have 4 of these guys here, these hand clamps with rubber ends on them. So your drummer doesn't have to worry. Grady doesn't yell at me for putting things on his drums. But so we'll get our blanket. Let's grab that. And the reason we use these guys is to clamp the rim of the drum once the blanket's on there, so that you can kind of pull back and it doesn't, and you can keep your tent from just sagging into the kick drum. So let's do that.
There you go.
Let's fold it in half.
All right.
I think let's see. Still grab that end like that. And then we'll start on this end over here.
All right.
So this is a part where it does help to have 2 people. Here's a clamp.
Cool. And that's one of the reasons too why we have more than 2 clamps, is because you're going to need probably more than 2 points of pressure on this thing, because you want to cover up as much of the bass drum as possible.
You're almost kind of like sealing it, if you will.
You have the other clamps over there? Yeah. Going all the way around it.
You need another one? You good?
No.
So now, and actually right there would actually be good enough. If you wanted to, you could even fold this back up and go over. But what we're going to do is we're going to put one more underneath there. And basically, just like a kick drum, you want it to kind of breathe a little bit and get all that low end. We're going to keep this kind of open like that. And this mic stand is not as high as this one. But again, to show why we have those clamps is you can pull this back a little bit, and you're not going to pull it away from the kick drum.
And you can also put another mic towards the outside of this. If you want to fold it over to get a bigger sound as well.
Right. So, you could even put, we have, are those sandbags there?
No.
If you wanted to, you could like set these down on the blanket, but we're not really needing it right now. Sometimes what we'll do is the mic stand that's in there, you can put it on the base. Since you're moving this stuff around, it kind of helps you know that you're not going to bump your mic stand, or at least that it's anchored good. So that's a start right there, right?
Yeah.
So what we'll do next is Grady will get behind the drums, and then he'll explain to you what's just as far as how he's hitting it and stuff.
So one thing that I've seen a lot of drummers do on these YouTube videos on how to mic a kick drum, well, they show you all the miking techniques, inside, outside, all that good stuff, but then the drummer only plays the beater one way, and normally he buries it into the head, and that's going to make a different sound, than letting it bounce back. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a couple different examples of the difference in sound that it makes too. So if you can see, we have a foot cam here. One thing, I try not to bury the beater in the head quite a bit because it gets a very tight, short, higher pitch sound, as opposed to letting it come back where you get more of like the roundness of a drum. So, that's just one more thing to be mindful about when you're doing this type of thing is what's the drummer doing as well, because that's going to affect the sound quite a bit too. So when you're behind the glass and something's not sounding right, it might be a good idea to ask the drummer how he's playing the beater against the head as well. So just one more thing I think is worth mentioning. Something. All right, so we hope you found that useful. If you have any other questions or anything else you'd like to see us try or something like that, you can leave us a comment on YouTube and we'll be sure to get right back to you on that. And I think that's it.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.